The difference between winning and losing is frequently not quitting. Walt Disney. Viewers and audience here present, thanks for being a part of this program, Vivid View with Elise. God bless you all. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Investing in people through nutrition, healthcare, quality education, jobs, skills, helps to develop human capital. And this is key to ending extreme poverty and creating a more inclusive societies. Therefore, the topic for today's discussion is human capital, a paradigm shift for economic value. It is time for a break, and when on our return, we introduce the guest. Please stay tuned. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. Human capital, a paradigm shift for economic value, is the topic for discussion today, in case you're just joining us. And with me in the studio is a business analyst. Let's make welcome Mr. Adeyinka Leke Ade-Ubiyi.
Vivid View.
Say and do it. Before discussion proper, please follow us on social media handles as displayed on the screen. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
So let's just go straight to discussion of the day. So your perspective to this topic under review.
Right. Firstly, I want to appreciate you for having me on this program.
Thank you.
And to talk about human capital as a wedge or a paradigm shift for economic value or development is an honor, really. Because without human capital, we can achieve much. In productivity, the truth is there is no productivity or profit if there is no human resource to motivate, initialize, and execute these programs. So human capital is an asset for any organization that you cannot find on the balance sheet. It is intangible. I mean, how do you measure the productivity of 1 out of 1,000 people? And how do you measure how much 1,000 people have performed in terms of kobo and naira? So human capital, as much as we can't quantify the tangibility or the effectiveness, there are still yardsticks by which we measure the impact on the organizational going concern or profit bearing. So talking about human capital and economic value, it is so important that we must realize from recent events, especially around the nation, about medical doctors leaving the shores of Nigeria and the government not doing enough to retain them. When he was interviewed, one of the government officials was asked on the government's perception or position on doctors leaving the country. And he said, we have a lot of doctors, let them go. Analysts looked at that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was so embarrassing,
honestly,
for the human resource industry. For a government official to say, let them go, we have enough doctors. Now, we're talking of a resource that is intangible, a resource that is invaluable. You're talking of a resource that you can't even measure how much the government has expended to develop. Because human capital is volatile.
Very volatile.
You can actually bring it up from 0 to hero. And so much resources have been pumped into this creation of these doctors. Through the medical schools, through the secondary schools, through primary schools, and then hundreds of thousands, millions of naira.
And then you say, let them go.
Exactly, into these human beings to get to this resource level. And then we now give them out for free to go and perform and add values to nations who had barely or absolutely no investment in them.
It's too sad.
So what that means is that the nation with 200 million people are going to suffer social and health issues because the factors or the resources that should balance and develop these health issues are being eroded. Some people call it brain drain. And the truth is, if you take out those human capital, the medical practitioners who are supposed to make us healthy, because our health is directly proportional to our productivity.
That's true.
And our productivity is directly proportional to the profitability
That's
of
true.
any organization we belong
Yes,
to,
yeah.
and to the holistic view of the nation's gross domestic product at the end of the day. So if a government official will be so myopic to understand the long-term or the ripple effect, or what we call the butterfly effect of the human capital erosion from the country, then we have a lot of problems.
Honestly.
So that's my, let me say that's my introductory
Yeah,
take on
okay.
the importance of human capital and the effect on economic value.
Yeah, thank you. But thank you so much. We have already taken the question 1 and question 2 already. So we'll take a break now. And we'll come back and continue. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. We are still discussing human capital, a paradigm shift for economic value. And just to, before I hand over to my guests, I'll just chip in that when we were in school, we thought about factors of production in economics, and we're told land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur, and all that. And then students, or human beings, have gone through from primary school to post-primary school, from there to tertiary education. And we also know how long it takes doctors to graduate in school because of the peculiarity of their course. And here somebody say it doesn't matter, they can go. I mean, that guy did not think properly, didn't think properly. So without taking the next question, say, how do we promote human capital development?
Right, thank you very much once more. Human capital development promotion is an inevitable part of management, and it requires a lot of strategic planning. Now, promoting human capital development in Nigeria, for example, and in our various organizations from small and medium to high net worth organizations, we have to be strategic about it. The first is to have professionals who are learned, trained, and experienced in managing human capital. And this set of people are called human resource experts.
Yeah.
Okay, they are called human resource professionals, human resource experts. They have various organizations, personal management. Now, when these ones are in place, they have a task to plan human resources. They have a task to execute what they have planned and strategically position for development. They plan training, they plan compensation and remunerations, and they also plan replacements. They do recruitment as well. And now, what they do is, we're going to look at the human capital deficit in any organization, be it private sector, public sector, or any other sector, either charity organizations or non-governmental organizations.
Yeah, NGOs.
NGOs, you want to have them look for the deficit and then look for the right resources that can fill the vacancy. Square peg in a square hole, round pegs in round holes. We're looking at matching the need with the resources that we have out there. Of course, we have a lot of resources available, but the question is, will the resource match your need?
This is Vivid View.